Hey there, welcome to the Winx Forever podcast. I'm Lola, creator, host, and lifelong Winx fan. I'm taking a deep dive into the very cool universe of Winx Club. Join me and future guests as we explore deeper plots and character arcs in the original series, as well as take a look at the history and future of the franchise itself. We will also be dissecting the highly anticipated live-action Netflix adaptation. So whether you've been a Winx fan since 2004 like myself, or you vaguely remember the show from your childhood, or you're being introduced to it for the first time, welcome. This is the Winx Forever podcast. So why now? It's been almost 17 years since the first episode aired in 2004. Why start a podcast about an Italian-made cartoon franchise originally intended for kids? That's a great question. In 2018, the fandom received information via the official social media accounts for Winx Club that they had begun production on a new live-action Netflix original inspired by the original animated series. We would come to find out that this new live-action adaptation featured a lot of the same characters we were familiar with and introduced some new ones to give the franchise a new, renewed life form, I guess. Enter Fate the Winx Saga. Now, I won't go into details about why the fandom has met this Netflix adaptation with skepticism, but if you've been on any form of social media, you've probably caught a glimpse of it. But for myself, and so many others, this reimagination of our favorite fairies and their magical universe has sparked almost a reminder of why we fell in love with the show in the first place. This is why. I wanted a place that I could not only be able to revisit the deep storylines and character development found in the original series, but also a place that I could highlight some of my friends and favorite artists in the fandom and have real, thought-provoking conversations about the series. So, who even am I? Hello, I go by Lola, have ever since the Winx Club English forum days. I grew up in America, which means, yes, I did grow up with a 4Kids TV dub of Winx. Please don't hold it against me. I've been enamored with the franchise ever since it premiered in the US. I had a thread on the English forum that updated fans on the info inside all things Winx. Yes, that was my tagline, and yes, you guessed it, the thread was titled Winx Forever News. Man, I did some real hard-headed investigative reporting back then. You know, as much as a 13-year-old could. And I had a friend that started writing articles with me. We even submitted an interview with the Nickelodeon cast for the official English Forum magazine. It would get published on the official website every month. This time during my impressionable tween years introduced me to so much. Not only did I think I was going to become a legit journalist, but it also gave me the self-starting mindset and motivation to pursue even my craziest creative ventures. And it's a really big reason why I'm in the creative career field that I am today. I never really left the fandom per se. I continue to keep up with the franchise over the years, though I try to mentally block out the Nickelodeon era. But I decided to re-enter the fandom when I discovered that there were a lot of cool creatives still doing a lot of cool Winx-related things. I'm not an artist or an illustrator, but I am a marketer and a writer. I can't draw, I don't have an OC, but I do know how to make things look cool and aesthetically pleasing and create a pretty neat social content, if I do say so myself. Winx Forever Podcast has been a passion project 17 years in the making. I have all this stored up knowledge and opinions, might as well record them and share them with you guys. So I'm super excited to embark on this journey, and thanks for coming along with me. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of the Winx Forever Podcast, consider following our social media linked in the show notes below. The Winx Forever Podcast theme is the song She Makes Magic by Big Wild.